Look, all of this stems from control. Like the NCAA and the member institutions want control over the athlete, and they want control over the money.
When you think of ticket sales, jersey sales, merchandise, and TV deals, Zion Williamson has likely made Duke University, his now former school, millions of dollars. He saw none of that. The NCAA earned $1.06 billion in total revenue in 2017 alone. It's no wonder then that with each passing year, there are increased calls for college sports governing body to compensate student athletes. But that has yet to happen. In fact, there are still a slew of rules and regulations that can potentially trip up any of the 460,000 student athletes who participate under the NCAA's umbrella, including prohibiting them from making any money off of their name, image, or likeness. To get a better sense of the real-world impact of the NCAA's super strict rules, I caught up with someone who was directly impacted by them. In 2017, Donald De La Haye lost his scholarship from the University of Central Florida, all because his YouTube channel was earning him money in violation of the NCAA rules. But before diving into that, I wanted to know how a kid born in Costa Rica who moved to the States at age 7 wound up splitting his time between a football field and YouTube in the first place. So when did the college recruiting stuff begin? Like, when did that start happening?
It kind of started my senior year. It's weird for kickers. A lot of schools were like, oh, we like you, you're good, but we want you to walk on. And like I said, my parents didn't have the money for that, so it was kind of not an option. I ended up going to a UCF camp and I kicked in front of George O'Leary. There wasn't a lot of kickers there, so I kind of had to show out. And he saw me kicking. He went up to my dad. He said, hey man, I love your son. I want him to come to my school. So he offered me to walk on, right? And he was like, you know what? I believe in you, I know what you can do. So all you gotta do is show up on the first day and you'll be put on full scholarship. So when I heard that, bro, I was going crazy. I was lit.
Now this whole time you're making videos. Talk to me about what you did and what you were doing all of these years.
Oh man, so see, from the beginning, I was a Call of Duty nerd, huge Call of Duty nerd. Modern Warfare 2 was out, I'd play and I'd see all these videos on YouTube, kids doing like trick shots, quick scoping and all this. So I was like, man, I want to get into that. I want to be a part of that. And eventually I get to college and I'm like, you know what? The free time I do have, I have this passion for video. Why not, just have a little creative outlet. So my first year, I didn't really make a lot of videos because our coach was super strict and I know he was not having that. So then the new staff came in and they were so open with it. We actually went to a bowl game that year and they let me film the whole thing, document it, and they actually enjoyed it.
So you said you were monetizing your videos, you were making a little bit of bread, but when did that start to become a problem and how did you find out it was becoming a problem?
I made like $2 grand in 1 month. I was like, bro, I just found the hack. Like, I just found the way to, just live a good life here in college, not have to worry about anything. I can help my parents out, help my family back home, and I'm not bothering anybody. It's my free time, it's fun. Like, I just found the wave. I made this post and I was like, oh, I got this bunch of bowl gear that I got that I'm never gonna wear. If you guys go on my YouTube and subscribe, if you guys follow me on Instagram, if you guys tag 3 friends, then I'll enter your name into like a drawing for these prizes. And then the next day I wake up to a call from our compliance officer. He's like, hey, Donald, I saw your post on Instagram, man. You gotta come down to my office. There might be some problems. So at that point, I'm like, oh man, what did I get into? And they're like, oh, and also we see your YouTube's doing very well now. Are you making money off that by any chance? Then eventually they were like, listen, if you were making all these videos with a mask and you never said your name, this would be perfect. But since you didn't and you're associating your image likeness with your football skills and your YouTube videos, then I'm sorry, you either have to donate all the money back, you have to delete your channel, you have to disassociate yourself with all that you built to keep your eligibility, or you could just continue doing what you do and basically forfeit your eligibility.
Basically, I'm ruled ineligible because I refuse to demonetize my videos, some that I've worked so hard for. And now I got to deal with the consequences. And consequences are no more college football. Since I can't play college football, no more scholarship. I'm ineligible, I can't pay for school. Damn.
Reached out to old friends, reached out to new friends, reached out to parents, family, strangers. I was like, oh, if you were in my spot, what would you do? No one's ever been through that before. So I don't know, it was tough. I cried a lot. I made a whole lot of pros and cons, charts and things like that. But eventually, like my parents said, just decide with your heart and what you'd be happiest doing. And you know, football it's fun and I love the sport, but it's a whole lot more stressful than making videos. And,
Sure.
You know,
To his surprise, Donald was in violation of an NCAA rule, which states that someone, quote, may establish his or her own business provided the student athlete's name, photograph, appearance, or athletics reputation are not used to promote the business. Questions have long been swirling around student athletes' ability to profit off of their own likeness through things like endorsements and autograph and jersey sales, all of which are currently prohibited. There's an increased push to change that. In May, the NCAA announced a working group to look into questions around student athletes earning money off of their name. That likely came in response to pressure from lawmakers who are ready to act on the issue if the NCAA doesn't. I spoke with Louisiana Congressman Cedric Richmond, who co-sponsored the Student Athlete Equity Act, which was introduced in the House of Representatives earlier this year.
We've been pushing NCAA to address the student athlete more, and they have not. So when Congressman Walker came and said he had an idea to at least compensate players for their name, image, and likeness, I signed on because I think it would further the conversation. It would allow the kids to sell their own likeness and image to licensing companies or manufacturers or whatever they decided they wanted to do with it. They would be able to sell their jersey number with their name on the back, or their image or photograph of them scoring a touchdown, blocking a kick. I don't know, and I have not formulated the answer to the student compensation question. I just know what we have now does not work, and it's unfair to the student athlete.
One of, if not the biggest voice in collegiate basketball, is also probably its biggest critic. Jay Bilas, former Duke standout and current ESPN analyst, has very strong opinions on the matter.
Well, when I was a player back in college, I played for Coach K at Duke back when he was first getting started. But in large measure, everything was still the same. Everybody made money except for the athletes. The president of the NCAA at the time when I was a player, the executive director, a guy named Walter Byers, basically came up with the term student athlete so the NCAA could essentially avoid paying workers' compensation to players. That's all it was. It was a made-up term. So we say student athlete, and then the question is, well, should they be allowed pay? Well, we don't ask that with anybody else. They're allowed it. The student musician is allowed whatever they can earn and whatever they can accept anything they want. That's the question I would ask. Is not should athletes be let out of the pen? It's why are they treated differently than everyone else? Like, why is everyone else allowed whatever they want, but the athletes are allowed only what we say, when we say, and how we say? That's a stunner to me.
Talk about how your life changed when the NCAA gave you the ultimatum of having to either leave school or stay and stop doing videos.
it kind of just kicked down the door for me. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I can't pursue my degree because I don't have the money, and I can't pursue football because, I don't have the option anymore. I'm not in school. I can't kick in front of the eyes that need to see. Like, it changed my life a lot, man. Like, they gave me 2 days to just pack all my stuff and leave.
They're like, oh, you have to move out by Friday. You gotta leave your dorm by Friday. Mind you, it's freaking Wednesday. Life is a roller coaster. It's gonna go up and down, up and down, up and down. I was at my highs. Now I'm heading to the down, but hey, look at this. You see what this is? You know what this is? It's a damn smile.
This is not how I pictured things going. Like, this is not what I imagined things would be like. The channel started doing good, and now I'm here on my homeboy's couch. I just basically had everything in life, a dorm, college football, like everything. And now I'm just laying here on a couch.
Do you think they are justified in saying that it's amateur sports?
No. This is professional sports with high school rules, which is why we have so many problems. What is amateurism? The amateurism principle that the NCAA likes to rely on is a bedrock principle. What does the athlete gain from that? Is the athlete a better person, a better student, a better player? No. There's no gain from it. The only gain is coaches make more money, administrators make more money, and they're giving up their value, or they're being forced to give up their value in order for others to realize their value. And I find that fundamentally unfair and wrong. And I don't think I don't think that it would change anything if they were paid.
So what do you think then is the solution? Do you think paying them is the solution? Do you think governing them by the same laws that other students are governed by? What do you think is the solution?
Yeah, I think the solution is rather simple, and that is allow every entity, every institution to do what they want. You know, all these institutions, they know exactly who to recruit, and they know exactly who to put in the game when they want to win, but they don't know what they're worth.
All right, so basically I knew things was changing when we got invited out to this NFL London game. And then me and my homie, we put out this video called Running Backs Be Like that same night. And just the numbers just started going crazy. From that point on, just a lot of opportunities started coming up. I got to go to the Super Bowl. I got to meet Cam Newton, Antonio Brown. Got to collab with a lot of dope people that I used to look up to and watch their videos at home. And
a lot of celebrities, a lot of athletes, a lot of everybody showing up. About to put that steel toe boot to action.
Okay, he got a little talent.
Y'all should have had the field bigger.
His toe a little golden a little bit.
Any NFL dreams Donald had when he entered college all but deflated when he lost his scholarship. But he's trying to get back on that path now. In May, he joined the Toronto Argonauts of the Canadian Football League. It might not be where he thought he envisioned himself playing as a kid, but it's a chance to pursue both his dreams at once.
Thank you to Toronto Argonauts, bro, for this opportunity. I am so grateful for them to bring football back into my life, bro. I'm ready to work.
Do you think that there's any portion of the reason that you're here is because you make YouTube videos, or is it based solely off of your skill and talent on the football field?
I think it's both, because my skill and my talents definitely speak for themselves, but at the same time, when I showed up, the Argos Instagram page had maybe 45K, and now it's brought that touch 90, so it's helping the fan base, you know, it's bringing a lot of excitement to the league.
Do you still have dreams of playing in the NFL?
I want to get there eventually, yeah, one day, but I'm just taking it one step at a time. My opportunity's now in the CFL, so I'm going to make the most of it.
How good is the channel doing now?
About to hit 1.5, 5,000 subscribers away from 1.5 mil. Last 3 videos I posted were actually on the trending tab on YouTube, and they did like 1 million in a day each, and that's unbelievable numbers. Like, I'm so thankful and blessed for that, man.
What's good, you guys? It's your boy Deestroying back for yet another video. I don't know what's been going on, but y'all have been running up these views like crazy. Last video went trending again.
Why do you think the NCAA does this? Because it's not really hurting anybody. He is doing no one harm at all. Why do you think they're so stringent like this?
They use the term slippery slope a lot. You know, like Pandora's box. If you allow the punter from UCF to have a YouTube channel that he can monetize, then all of a sudden it leads to Zion Williamson doing ads all the time, and he doesn't go to class anymore because he's too busy doing commercials. But you know, it's okay for him to do a photo shoot for Duke and to do all these other promotional things for Duke, but it's not okay for him to do it for himself. You know, money and education are not mutually exclusive. This is not some binary thing. You're either a student or you're able to make money. That's not the way it works for anybody else. It doesn't work that way for an athlete.
Realistically, do you think this will happen? Do you think we'll ever see it?
I think we probably will. I don't know if I'll still be alive when it happens, but we can't stay on this, in my judgment, we can't stay on this trajectory and have people say, well, this is okay. It's not okay.
What is your take on the NCAA?
I feel like the NCAA is kind of greedy. In my situation, low key, I kind of had to go through what I did and lose what I lost for others to be able to, you know, reap the benefits. And hopefully they do institute something that allows people to get paid off of their, you know, image and likeness. And if they do, I hope they throw me a scholarship back or something. But, you know, I think I kind of had to experience what I had to experience for everybody else to benefit.